I want to sit down with you guys and share my birth story. My birth story with my third baby, potentially, most likely my last birth. So this final birth was a little bit more traumatic for me. To give you some context, my first child was an emergency C-section. I was pushing for about 2 hours. I was in labor for, I think, over 25 hours. And so I had to have him via emergency C-section. My second was a planned C-section. There was a ton of reasons why it was difficult for my son to come out, more like physiological things that was happening that I talked to my doctor about. Because of that, we made the decision to do a planned C-section for the second one, given the size of my baby at that time. It was a planned C-section. And now the third one, because I had the other two planned, this third one was also a planned C-section. I will note that my daughter, the second child, came 2 days early, and Amari, my third boy right now, came 2 days early as well. So they did not wait for their exact induction day. They I went into labor naturally, and then they finished the rest from there. So let's talk about my birth. So it all started with Halloween night. So that was my last day of work. I went to work. My kids went with me actually that day to work. My husband works with me as well. So we were all there together, and around 5 o'clock we left to go take them trick-or-treating. We went trick-or-treating. I literally walked those 2 hours, got home, ordered some food, and immediately did not feel good. So I walked it off a little bit, but it was more like pressure in my bum. So I've had all different types of pains and cramps and all those different things. With contractions, I had back contractions with my first, and then I had front contractions with my daughter. And so I was like, this just feels weird. My water didn't break like the other two. I was spotting in the morning, but then when I got home and I was feeling worse, a lot more blood was coming out. So I called my doctor, let them know what was going on. They said, hey, just come and get checked out. Now, I do live an hour and a half from the hospital that I see. So I was like trying to wait and delay it just so I can avoid, because I know how it goes and not fully there, and I don't want to have to wait in the hospital. So anyways, so fine. But at this point it was like 9. We got the kids ready, took them to my brother's house, headed to the hospital, got to the hospital closer to 11 o'clock. When it checked me, I was 5 centimeters dilated. So the thing was happening. My contractions were coming in closer. So it was a good thing that I went. All that was good. I was dealing with the contractions. I was breathing through them. My husband was very supportive. It was a really good first part of the experience. I know how it goes for me. However, with my second child, when I went in, they had me wait for a few hours before because I was only about 2 centimeters dilated. So they gave me the anesthesia beforehand. This one, they were going to wait to give me anesthesia. They were going to wait to give me anesthesia when I went into the operating room. Again, there was little differences all throughout each one of them. We get prepped. I go in. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning by the time that I go in. So now it's November 1st, his birthday. And my husband is not there yet because they have to set everything up. Also note that every time it's very scary. It's scary because of all the things going on around you at that time. And so it's scary because of the things that you see all around. I held the pillow to my stomach. They put the anesthesia on me. Thing was going smoothly. My husband came in, and then it was time. Now, cutting me open and taking out the baby is always faster. Stitching me back up, I know, always takes longer. So this birth took long in the beginning, and I was like, why is it going longer? It didn't happen for the first two. This was a little bit different. Because of all the scar tissue that I had, that it was taking a little bit longer. Fine. They go through that. It takes a little bit longer. My baby boy is here, healthy, strong, beautiful, calm. Then it's time to put it back together. Now, when that part is coming in, they're very talkative to me, and then they start to not talk to me. And that makes me nervous, right? So they start not speaking much to me. I start asking people what's going on, what's happening. One of the guys can't even tell me. I start hearing my surgeon saying like, oh my God, can we get a win? What's happening? Right. All that was going on. I wasn't feeling good. And then towards the end, they started to explain to me that they have to essentially do CPR to my uterus because it's not contracting. And so I'm losing blood, and they might do a blood transfusion. Just startled a little bit in there. So it makes me nervous and anxious. My blood pressure goes high. They have to talk to me so I can lower my blood pressure. All of that. So we get towards the end. They're putting it right together. We're making it through. And then anesthesia's wearing off. And I'm feeling them stitch me. I can feel it. I feel them pulling my skin. So more drugs. The surgeon said, no, not yet. We're almost done. And I said, we're fine. We're going to leave it. So I felt the last 10 minutes of them putting it back together. All that happened. We got out the room. I think it took 3 hours plus in there, which does not happen. I got back. They did blood transfusion for me. I had lost 2 liters of blood, and my body was very weak, was very exhausted. my pain was worse. And I know it's a third C-section. My husband kept it very calm for me. He told me after the fact that he was really nervous because he could see the blood like on their shoes and on the ground, and it was scary for him. But had the baby, he had me to kind of help out throughout the process. So what we had to do was just like recovery. We stayed there for 3-4 days and got discharged, and then we've been doing the other piece. So it was not the best experience in the hospital, but my baby is healthy and well. The conversation that they had with me was that I wanted to have 4 kids, is that it may not be good for my health for me to do so because of all the complications that I went through. It hurts me to say because I really want to have more babies, more kids. I mean, I know there's alternatives and different things to do, but it's just, I don't know, it's hard to swallow in here. And right now I'm in the healing process. I'm only on 1 month postpartum, so I'm not trying to overthink that, but it's still on my mind. Yeah, the other birth story, hope it resonates or can help somebody, or I don't know if other people have had similar situations. Please share it below. I think we need to build this community and know that we have each other and know that, you know, it's different. It's a journey and we got it. All right, until next time. Bye, guys.